All right, welcome everyone to another live edition. It is live for sure of Talking with Friends. It is live. I promise you, it's live.
Okay.
We are at the football press box, and Morgan's having a laughing fit, and I kind of am too. So we're having fun, and just talking about things that's funny before we go on. It's not like it's that funny that we're up here in the football press box for the fourth straight week.
No, it's not.
This week especially isn't because it's raining out here, so we walked up the press box.
It's raining cats and dogs, and I am melting outside. I told Lynn not to let me walk outside in the rain because I will melt.
Well, we're not there yet, so
come close.
You're not melted yet, not yet. But it is raining. It's raining hard here, and it's cold. It's like 48 degrees. So actually, that's 44. I got 44. Man, that's even not as cold as that's cold when I thought it was. Well, that doesn't surprise me. It was cold walking up here.
We're pretty chilly out here, you know.
It was really, really cold.
But it's definitely
rainy,
spring.
Cold and rainy. And
maybe not like temperature-wise, it feels like spring, but it's definitely spring with the rain.
It's definitely that.
April showers bring May flowers.
Well, we should have some pretty good blooms in coming up, I would say.
We kind of already do. I've been walking around campus and we got some pretty purple trees. I see one right now. That's why it made me think of it. Oh, I see another one. But anyways, yeah. So and I know in my neighborhood, I don't know about yours, but for sure in my neighborhood, we have some really, really beautiful trees just blooming. This one is fully white, just with blooms of flowers, and it's so pretty. It's kind of whenever you first look at it, you're like, what the heck? It's a white tree, but no. And then you get closer, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty because they're all little tiny flowers on it, and it's really nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Walk around campus, you see a lot of pretty stuff like that.
Yeah, we have a lot of purple ones and pink ones. They're really cool.
Yeah, the rain is helping that. We could use the rain. There's nothing wrong with rain. It's just kind of the press box stairs are kind of long anyway, and you have to walk them in the rain and cold.
Hey, you know what Luke Bryan says? Rain is a good thing. So.
There you go. Yeah, rain makes corn.
Corn makes something else.
Yeah. So that I know. Oh gosh, Matthew loves that song. We have that CD we played on repeat.
It's such a good song, though. Because it's technically true.
It is true. Rain does a lot of things, but it does make it a little challenging to walk up here. But we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
We're here for you guys.
Yep. We got another edition of Talking with Friends. Here, laughing with friends.
Now we're laughing.
That might be the theme today. But it's fun up here. We're having fun.
When you can't have a bright sunny day, you gotta find your own sunshine, right?
Yep.
Like the quote from Snow White, "Be the sunshine to everybody." I don't remember but it sounded like that. I'll have to look it back up. But it's be the sunshine of someone's day or whatever.
Usually we always have a Disney reference in here.
We'll have plenty more.
It took us 3 minutes and 26 seconds to get our first one today.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, that was quick.
I feel like we had quicker ones.
I don't know. This was the quickest I
If
remember.
I can think of anything more.
Maybe the only quicker one that I can remember was when we went to Disney. We did talk about it early then.
Yeah. I mean, technically, if you think about it, April showers bring May flowers. There is a song in Bambi called Little April Showers, so...
Here we go, another one. Yeah.
If you know your Bambi references, which Bambi is such a sad movie. It's so sweet, but it's so sad.
It is a sad movie.
I don't really like to talk about Bambi that much, because just, it
and so is Charlotte's Web.
It gets your emotions. Oh, man, Charlotte's Web.
I remember watching that when I was in second grade, and I come home crying.
Charlotte!
I come home crying after watching the movie. I cry. And to this day, I've not watched it since.
We read the book. The book is so much sadder.
I've not watched it since.
Oh, man, it's a sad book. Why are we talking about sad things? Let's watch sad things.
We went from laughing and hysterically. Now we're talking about Bambi and sad movies.
April showers.
So,
okay.
All right, so on campus, we'll start with what's going on here. Falcon Athletics, that's what we always start with.
Whoop, whoop.
Baseball is home tomorrow against McPherson College. They were scheduled to play today, but as you've heard us say, and if you're around, you know why they're not playing today.
April showers.
Rain. rain. So they are not. That game was moved back to tomorrow and Sunday against the number 23 ranked team in the country, McPherson College. They'll be at Westside Athletic Field tomorrow. Doubleheader starting at noon. And then on Sunday, to close out the series, there'll be one game at noon.
You know, fun fact, one of my brother's best friends, he almost accepted a scholarship to McPherson.
Really?
Yeah, he did. He's a pitcher. He's a PO. And shout out to Kyle. One of my brother. He's actually one of my favorites out of my brother's friends. One of my all-time favorite. His name is Q, but he's also a pitcher. So, I mean, all of my brother's friends are baseball players, basically. But anyway, so, like, it was kind of cool. I was like, oh, man, hey, I might actually have someone, I mean, he's not my friend, but, you know, like, hey, a friendly face around here, right? Yeah, no, never mind. He signed somewhere else. But he got a way better offer, and I'm happy for him. But that's a little fun fact with McPherson.
Well, here's some other fun facts from McPherson.
Ooh.
They can hit the baseball.
Oh, really?
They are 28-7 overall. So they can hit it about as well as anybody in the country.
Okay, I was going to say, I mean, if they can't hit a baseball, then...
They can hit the baseball. They are 16-7 in the conference, or 23rd in the country. They are number 1 in the nation in runs scored per game. They are number 1 in the nation in RBIs per game. They are number 2 in the nation in home runs per game. Number 2 in the nation in slugging percentage. And number 4 in the nation in hits per game. 5 in the nation in batting average.
And what are
so they are the top 5. So they can hit the baseball as well as anyone in the country.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what are we? Okay. I got confidence in you guys. Y'all can do it.
Yeah.
Our Falcons can take on anybody.
So McPherson is they are going to present a challenge for our baseball team.
And it's a doubleheader tomorrow?
Doubleheader tomorrow at noon.
At noon.
And one single game on Sunday at noon. So both times are at noon this weekend. So 2
games on Saturday and 1 on Sunday?
Yeah.
All right, picking up what you're putting down now.
Now,
Let's go.
It is a little bit of a immovable force meets, the immovable object. Because the irresistible force meets the immovable object. Because as great as McPherson's hitting team is, we are number 3 in the nation in fielding percentage.
That's
and
true.
number 12 in the nation in opposing batting average.
That's true.
We're holding teams to 228 average, so we'll see if our pitching can put it together for a 3-game series and limit the Bulldogs offensively, because not a lot of teams have so far this year.
I feel like we can. We really do. Like you said, we really do have good defensive players. I mean, if you take Ellery Rivera, shoot, he's literally a beast at shortstop. I'm very, very impressed with Ellery, not gonna lie.
He's been very good at shortstop.
But I mean, he's been good offensive and defensive, all the way around. He's a great player. But we do have really good pitching.
Mm-hmm.
We really and truly do. As long as they just stay focused and stay on target, they're good. We have great outfielders. I swear, Kuzminski out in right field, he's always really fun to watch when a ball goes out there, because he makes some of the really hard plays,
Yep. Well, Kuzminski, you mentioned him. He's number 1 in the nation in fielding percentage, 1,000. He's been spotless.
Yep.
In right field, so he's been very, very good. We'll see what happens. Westside Athletic Field this weekend. It'll be quite the test for the Falcons. They've had some really good wins this year, really good non-conference wins. But they do need to start piling up the conference wins now as we get closer and closer to the end of the season and then the KCAC tournaments. They need to start putting some together in the KCAC, and they'll try to start doing that this weekend against McPherson. They did win the series against Avila last weekend, 2 out of 3, but lost to Oklahoma Wesleyan, another top 10 team on the road earlier this week. So tomorrow, Sunday noon, doubleheader tomorrow, 1 game on Sunday. Softball's on the road at Bethany. We had a schedule change. If you didn't notice our post earlier today, that game has been moved from tomorrow to Sunday at 3 o'clock. So Falcons will be at Bethany 3 o'clock on Sunday. And softball girls, they have been rolling lately. They are on quite the roll right now. They are now second in the KCAC. And they have been putting it all together, both offense and pitching, defense, you name it. They have put everything there is together. They split with York on their last series, but the loss to York ended an 8-game winning streak. So they had won 8 in a row ahead of that. So and 14 out of 15 before that. So they had really been playing good up until then. So softball 25-12 overall, 14-4 in the KCAC. They're second in the KCAC, just 2 games behind in the loss column behind Ottawa, and they're tied with them in wins, and they swept Ottawa in the regular season. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on too. They would hold the tiebreaker if that come into play, and they're followed closely by Avila and Bethany at 11-4, and Oklahoma Wesleyan's 11-5 in the conference, and the Falcons still play them later in the year at Two Rivers Youth Complex at home. So that's something to keep an eye on. Softball at Bethany, 3 o'clock. First game's at 3 o'clock on Sunday, and they look to keep rolling and just keep right on going as they just continue their surge up the conference and the country. So another thing to keep an eye on. So, all right, so some MLB talk. I got some MLB things to say. It's so early in the season, I don't want to make a snap judgment on anything. I don't think that's fair. But my Cardinals have been about as Jekyll and Hyde as what you can possibly be. At times they've looked really, really good, like a championship contender. Other times they have not been able to hit and not been able to pitch. That's not a good combination. They were 2-4 in their last homestand, 6-6 overall. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if I'm okay with it or not. But I like the new addition. Well, obviously Nolan Arenado has been really good. He's got 3 home runs. He had a game-winning home run earlier in the week, but it's just kind of been back and forth. But it's early. So we'll see if they can level it out. I just know for a fact they need better hitting from their outfield, and the pitching depth is being tested right now in a way that I figured it would be with Miles Michaelis out. And Kwang Young Kim is just now beginning to get back in the rotation, so that will help lengthen it out a little bit. But bullpen's been pretty solid for the most part. But 6-6 it's not exactly where I wanted it. But again, it's early. I remember one year in 2004 they won 105 games, made the World Series. They started out, I believe, 3-6. So yeah, it's still a lot of time to shape things out. So
yep.
And your Astros is kind of in the same boat. No?
My Astros are definitely in the same boat.
They started out like a house of fire. They look like the best in baseball since I think they're 6-6 too, aren't they? Or they something like that, around 500. No.
Something around there, yeah.
Because they've cooled off a little bit. It's been kind of back and forth for them too. No.
Hang on, sorry, I'm on their. Well, that's my individual team people. But anyways, yeah, no, they're kind of off and on right now, and it's definitely not helping that we just lost Bregman and Altuve due to COVID regulations. Yeah,
you lost a lot of key players on that.
We lost 5 key players in there, but at least they're still playing. That's all that matters. You know, we're still hanging in there. We're still going, but it's okay. And apparently that still has not been confirmed on if they tested positive or if they were just around somebody that tested positive. It still hasn't been yet confirmed. But that's okay. We're going to see him back out on the field soon. Guarantee it. And I think they'll be rolling again and everything will be fine. I think we just need to regain our fundamentals again and then regain our focus on what we want to do or what they want to do. I guess I shouldn't say we, but what they want to do in the program.
Hey, you're a fan, so you got a right to say we. I mean, if you're investing your time and energy and, you know,
however, that loss to the Dodgers did not feel good.
No.
That one was not a good feeling.
And they are 6-6. I thought they were 6-6 too.
Yeah.
They won their first 4 games of the year. So no, they looked like the best team in baseball in the opening week. And they've, you know, as you said, the protocols has hurt some. But the Red Sox, another team that's been off to a strange start. They got swept by Baltimore to start the year, but they had won, I believe, 9 in a row. And just recently snapped. They're 9-4 on the year now. I don't think anyone's seen that coming either right now from the Red Sox. They got the hitters, we knew that. But JD Martinez is tearing it up. He's on my fantasy team. He's off to a really hot start. But Royals are off to a pretty good start. They made some pretty good off-season moves. Yep. They're 7-4. They made some key moves in the offseason. I thought they'd be improved this year. We'll see if that can hang on. I don't know how sustainable it is, but I think they're definitely better than what they was last year. But in the NL Central, Cardinals 6-6, a game and a half out of first, or a game out of first actually. The Reds and Brewers are tied at 7-5. Cardinals lost 2 out of 3 to the Reds and 2 out of 3 to the Brewers. So they're a game behind. That's what happens. And then your Astros are a game and a half out of the West. The Mariners are 8-5. They're off to a little bit of a surprising start.
Yep.
Angels at 7-5. They made another additions in the offseason, trying to build a team around Mike Trout. They've been unsuccessful in doing that so far, but this year they maybe have hit on the right notes. They got Anthony Rendon from last year, so they're hoping that they finally found the right balance and can get something going with that. But they're pretty good so far. But we'll see again. It's early for anyone. If you're too negative or too positive, there's still a lot of baseball to be played. So
yes, for sure.
Yeah. So if you're way too high, the negative is there's a lot of baseball to be played. If you're way too low and negative, well, the good news is there's a lot of baseball to be played. So we'll see how it shakes out. I know you're on your fancy baseball team.
Sorry, I just had to switch.
I can see
one of my second baseman, he's day to day right now. He's not a bad second baseman, but he hasn't been doing as much as I want him to. If that makes any sense, I don't know. Or do you think that wasn't a good move?
Okay, what move did you make?
So I switched Gavin Lux for, oh poop, I just lost his name. Where did he go? Pending moves. Oh no, waiver claimed. Okay, he's not even showing up. I don't know what happened. But it's an interesting name. It's like Escoba or something like that. He's a second and third baseman. He's not on here. I don't know where he went. And then I go to look for my whatchamacallit, my
have you added him yet?
Pending move. Yeah. I added him earlier.
Did you add him on the waiver wire?
See? Here's where
Where's he at?
Switched out on.
Let me look on mine.
Anyways.
So go back to your team.
Go back to my
go
team.
Back to your team. So who are you trying to add? Who are you trying to drop?
I tried to drop Gavin Lux.
Okay.
And I'm adding... He's not on here. I don't know where he is. But he's a third baseman and second baseman. That's...
Maybe it's not went through yet.
I don't think it's gone through yet. It's fine.
All right, let's see. I didn't mean to do that.
Are you trying to mess up my thing?
Nope. I mean, I might. I'm not trying to, though.
I found him... He was like the top second baseman available at the time. And now he's gone.
Did you got a trade? Are you trying to trade? You got a trade proposal? Or
No, I just switched him.
Oh, I thought I seen a trade proposal on your team.
Mm-mm.
No one's trying to trade with you?
Not that I've seen.
Go back to it and see it.
Yeah.
Nope, okay. Okay.
I thought it'd be like a waiver claim because, like, you know how, like, in football you have to wait, like,
I got you.
a day or two for it to finally go through or something like that. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So I might not have him for today, but that's cool.
It shows on my end that it went through. You got Eduardo Escobar.
Yes.
And dropped Gavin Lux. So.
Yes. Is that a bad thing? Do you think that was a bad move?
And I just now seen Chris just added your man Mercedes. How did I not see him on the waiver wire? Are you kidding me?
We're having fun right now.
We're going fantasy baseball, so if you're playing fantasy baseball, that's something. And we both won our first games last week, and we were the highest scoring teams in the league last week. Me and you both wasn't.
Was I higher than you?
Yeah, I don't know if he was higher than me or not last week, but we both was the top two.
I know I'm not right now. I'm like 131 right now.
You're higher than me. I'm 123.
Yeah, the Bennett loafers.
I'm losing to Tom big time this week. My pitching has been awful. That's why I'm losing. I invested so much in pitching, and I had minus 22 from Plesac the other night. I'd be winning with my pitching, keep getting negative. I can't keep having that.
It's all good. I'm going to start paying attention to this.
So you have your team now.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not showing up on my roster yet.
It's not gone through yet for summer. Maybe it takes... I think it takes a day to go through.
And that's fine. It is what it is.
Because I'm pretty sure...
I'll be okay. I just know that...
Yeah, waiver period, 1 day.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
I just know that I definitely needed a new second baseman at this point in time, and honestly, Gavin Lux was not doing it for me anyways. If you can tell by his stats, yeah. He's not a horrible player. He's not a horrible player. So if you're a Gavin Lux fan, kudos to you. He's not a horrible player. But he was also one of, like, my last people to pick. You know? Mm-hmm. One of the last people to pick that I picked out of him. So, which, it is what it is. I just need to figure out how
one pitcher that's been money for me this year has been Tyler Glasnow. That's been a great pickup for me. He has been solid. Yeah. He had 39 points his last game, 19 before, and then 23 his first game. Mm-hmm. Glasnow's been really, really good for pitching. I got DeGrom with my first pick. I got Jack Flaherty. No, my pitching is pretty well stacked. It's supposed to be. Like this week, when they're not playing well, it can really kill you. When your pitching is geared to win. I got my lineup fixed. But if it doesn't come through, it can really push you the other way.
Alright, I got my lineup fixed.
That's good news, huh?
It's where I have all of my peeps in here.
Okay.
Okay, good. I was like, oh,
so
no.
You're beating Peyton right now by 7. 131. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. But only by 7. He's putting up a pretty good fight, but
he's putting up a good fight.
Matthew come back to beat Luke at the very last day. Of course, that went over really smooth. Without any kind of
has like 2 empties, so I'm kind of concerned. Like, homeboy, what you doing? What you doing?
Yeah.
Oh man, but
Luke led Matthew the entire week last week, and Matthew come back at the last day to win barely, and of course that was dumb. That week went with the greatest humility. Greatest humility, nothing, just total humbleness. And great sportsmanship. It was awesome. It was so beautiful to watch. It was really just so peaceful. That's the way it should be. Yeah, just total humility. The way it should be. So, basketball. We're getting ready for the playoffs in fantasy basketball.
I'm definitely losing in fantasy basketball.
You're winning this week.
Oh, I am?
Yeah. You're winning. You're going to win your 3rd game of the year. I'm winning as of now, and if I win this week and hang on, I'll be 13-3. And now I'm in number 1 in the East in the division. I'm 2nd overall. I'll be the 2 seed in the playoffs. I'm trying to win a championship.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
So if you want to sell all your players to me, then we can, then we do some business.
None of my players are really that great.
You want to be my farm system, then we can call them up to that.
I think I got Kevin Durant, and that's the only person I didn't even
I should have known right then you were going to have a bad team. Durant is a curse on our league. At least I like to thank you. I don't know if he is or not. But
I don't know. I honestly did auto pick on the basketball one, so I could not tell you.
You got a pretty good baseball team, though. I did see that.
Yeah, I didn't even pick my baseball players.
You're pretty good on baseball.
I could pick my baseball players now. Basketball, maybe not so much. Football, pushing it.
Yeah, so, no. But again, just like we talked about in baseball, fantasy baseball still early too. So, no.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks, you can start seeing, I like my team so far. But anyway, who knows what can happen. I remember one time I started out 0-3, thought I was absolutely awful. I made a few moves, won a classic game in the 4th game, wound up making the championship game. And that was a public league. That wasn't even a family and friends league. That was a public league on ESPN. I didn't know anyone else in it. And so who knows what can happen. It's early. Who knows what can happen. All right, we want to go random.
Randomness. I've got like 5 different random topics in my mind that I have been contemplating this whole entire time. And you know what? I came up with the greatest solution in the world. We're just going to talk about all of them. You know what? Instead of just picking which one I want to do, we're going to do all of them. Because it's fun.
All right, let's do them all.
All right, so my first random topic is that I want to talk about my back home trip to Texas because it was awesome. I definitely had a really great time. So, little backstory to it. We went there for a family friend's wedding. And they have been together for, like, years, people. And when I mean years, like, he asked her, like, they were talking, I think maybe sophomore year of high school, and he actually asked her, to be his girlfriend in, like, junior year, and it was so cute. Right next to their wedding cake, she had the picture, like, she had the note framed of when he asked her to be his girlfriend. It was so cute. Cutest thing ever. Well, years go by, they're still dating. Well, they end up taking a break because he's a senior in high school, you know, and she's a freshman in college, right? Whoop, whoop. Or he was about to graduate from high school, about to be a freshman too. Well, they end up having to get back together because they end up having Hallie, which she's the cutest little thing ever. I love her to pieces. She's so cute. But anyways, so they end up having Hallie, and when and behold, Hallie is now 5. Yeah, she's 5 years old, and they are finally just now getting married. Really? I love it. It's been perfect. We've been waiting for them to get married for, like, so long, you know, and I'm so happy that they finally did. I love these two so much, and I love their little tiny family, and it was so beautiful. It was, like, the most beautiful wedding I think I've ever seen. It was
good stuff.
It was out in the hill country. It was great. Flowers were beautiful, even though they looked a little dead. It's cool. Dude,
they wouldn't look dead if they got the ring more getting you.
No, I'm telling you, Mr. Levi, like, the florist messed up. Yeah. She messed up. And, like, when they got the flowers yesterday, they were already kind of looking droopy. Like, you can tell they had been sitting out for, like, 2 or 3 days already. And you know, like, flowers, I don't know if they were at you guys' wedding, but, like, flowers, the venue is usually your most expensive, and then the flowers is the next.
Yeah.
Like, flowers are super, super expensive. So I was like, oh my stars, like, this flowers in the greenery, oh, it was so beautiful, but yeah, you could definitely tell that she messed up. And that, oh man, that was an interesting time. Mm-hmm. Fun. Yeah. But anyways, we all went through it. We all had a wonderful day, wonderful time. So happy for them. They're fine. And they didn't seem to care either about anything. They just wanted to have fun, and that's all that day is really about. It's just them having fun. Mm-hmm. It's their day. Well, technically it's the bride's day, but still, it's their day.
I heard it was the bride's day, but I know how that goes. I know how that goes. That is accurate. That's accurate.
But yeah, so there's that. That was really fun. Yeah. And then my second topic, you know what I'm learning right now besides Spanish? Sign language.
Yeah. You know, I think you mentioned that a while back. You was kind of learning that a little bit.
I am in love with sign language.
How's that going? Now. You learning?
It's going really good. You know, like this is help. You know, yeah. You take your like one hand is like flat. You put like your fist in the other hand, like you're giving a thumbs up in your hand, right? And then you pull it towards you, and that's help. And then if you point to yourself, it's help me. So it's like help me. It's awesome.
Can you imagine if we communicated in sign language like at the softball tournament?
Let's do it.
Help me.
Yes.
Can you imagine how many times we do it?
Let's do it. I'm so down.
Can you imagine we use that?
I'm so down to do that.
I would have known it by then.
Well, like, did you know this is awkward? Like, this is awkward. I'm like, what? Awkward?
That makes sense, though. Like,
it's like an awkward hand motion, so it's awkward.
We got the home team, visiting team in there, and they switch. Actually, the home team is not the home team.
Yeah.
And you're going, okay. Yeah. The sign language is going to help me. Yeah.
We're breaking out the sign language. Yeah. Like, okay.
The only feeling that needed doesn't help. There you go.
I just learned panic attack too. Like, I just learned this one. Like, different ones that you can use if you're having, like, a panic attack and can't talk, you know? Or something like that. And it's kind of interesting. Like, I didn't mean to actually, like, stumble upon this. I promise I didn't mean to, like, just Actually, I kind of did just randomly stumble upon it on TikTok. And decided, you know what? I want to learn ASL. I want to learn sign language because it looks awesome.
Yep.
It's something I feel like more people should learn. I feel like it's something that a lot of people should get to understand at least, or have like a basic understanding kind of, you know, because the ASL community, they need the love too, you know? We can't all be Spanish speakers, am I right?
Exactly right. Yeah, I mean, totally.
You know, like I mean, I'm nothing against Spanish because I'm actually enjoying learning Spanish. I'm also learning Spanish right now. I know how to say the Lord's Prayer in Spanish. It's called Padre Nuestro. It's pretty cool. If we have any Spanish speakers listening to us who are familiar with it, do not make fun of me for my terrible Spanish accent. And
she did it though for me, and we're gonna do it one of these weeks.
I will do it one of these weeks, but not today.
She didn't want to do it today, so I'm not gonna put her on the spot for that. But.
Not today. I'm still like wishy-washy on it. Like I know it, but I'm still wishy-washy on it. But it's interesting, and I've had a really good time learning it. And but I really do think that like more people should learn sign language. I feel it's definitely not a dead language. Don't get me wrong. Like it's not dead or even close to being extinct by any means. But I feel like it's a language that needs to be more understood. You know, like I mean, you're talking with your hands. That's so cool. This is a movie.
Oh really?
Yeah. Do you know that? This is like cinema or a movie.
Yeah.
It's cool. Turtle. This was my favorite. Turtle.
That actually makes sense. I think I've seen that before.
Turtle.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this one is like bird or chicken.
All these kind of make sense, actually. And I know you can't see her actually signing this.
No, you can't see me actually signing it. I'm sorry.
She's signing it.
They can't see me over half the time, okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's actually a really good thing. So
I can see it, and I can see it, and I'm telling you, it does make sense. So it
does make sense. If you look all these different things up, I swear everything will make sense. And then like there's the also signature "I love you," you know, like with your hand. You know, I'm sure a lot of people know that one. This was always mine and my mom's sign whenever. Especially back in high school. I still did it in college when she came and watched me play, but every single time that like my name was called or whatever, you know, I'd go up in the stands, you know, like you wave and stuff like that. No, I did the "I love you" sign to my mom, and she did it back to me, and that was like our little thing that we always did. You know, I'm sure people looked at us like, "What the heck are y'all doing?" But you know what? Or at least they looked at me like, "What the heck are you doing?" Because they probably didn't see my mom. But it's like, "I love you, Belleville High School," right? And like, "No, I love you, Mom." But it's cool. It's fun.
That's beautiful. That really is. That's touching, actually.
Thank you. It's literally just like mine and my mom's like little thing that we like to do. Especially, it was like our sport thing that we were able to do. You know, it was right before every single game, obviously. It was just something that we always enjoyed doing. And I don't even remember when we started doing that, to be quite honest. I think it was maybe my sophomore year of high school. Maybe sooner. I don't really remember. But, and we do it during, like, club tournaments and stuff like that, whenever we weren't announced. But, like, whenever we did the run past to shake hands and stuff like that, like, I'd do it to my mom and she'd do it back to me. And it was just always, like, our little thing right before games that... It kind of made me feel better inside, and I know that, and like, I'm pretty sure she knew that too, that's why we always did it, and it just became our thing. It was our traditional thing that we always enjoyed doing. But
that's pretty cool.
So see, sign language has always been a part of my life, just didn't know it!
Yeah, I like that. That's actually semi-touching at least.
Semi-touching? It's very touching. What are you talking about? I'm just kidding.
It's beautiful.
It's such a sentimental moment.
Yeah. The way we started before we went on the air, that people don't know about, but just the fact that we get something even I say semi-touching isn't quite
semi-touching. Okay, so we started out like before, like not like we were literally just kidding. I don't know if you guys did hear me whenever we first initially kind of like got on, but I definitely like. Can we explain this story really quick? Because this is actually really kind of funny.
Well, I don't even know how to say it really, because I said, all right, let's go. So I hit the on air button. We're on the air, and then Morgan, like 2 seconds later, goes something which I guess is a Dumb and Dumber reference. I don't know. Okay, I've seen the movie. I don't remember.
No, okay, this isn't like fully a Dumb and Dumber reference. What it is like the sound that they make. Like, you know, whenever they say "I look a lot." You know?
That's what I hear, like, right?
Exactly! Instead, I said, "Let's go." Let's go.
Like, what are you doing?
didn't know he started it. I know he said it, but like I wasn't like prepared for it. I just heard like let's go, so I was like, all right, let's go. I was even staring at the wall, whole 9 yards. Like there's this wall right here, and I was just kind of like staring at it like off in space and like let's go.
It was too funny though. I mean, this was fun.
So funny.
It's one of those things
you had to stop the stream, the record, everything.
I didn't really have to. I just did just because it was this. I don't know.
He kept it serious for like 2 seconds while I was turning off, and then just died laughing. It was great.
Yeah.
I didn't even mean for that to happen, but it happened anyway.
We have way too much fun, and next week we'll have a special guest again. If you've been following us powerlifting, our powerlifting head coach Joe Belden, who is also the AD of Athletic Performance. He will be
Coach B.
Joe Belden. He will be here with us next week, along with our national champion powerlifter Dulcie De La Cruz.
Our very first national powerlifter.
Yeah, they are both. They will be with us next Friday at 2 p.m. here, same time. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Man, and from what I understand is that like she's like a tiny little thing too. So I'm like, dang.
Yeah,
she lifts more than I do.
Oh, she's good. She's very good.
Wow.
Yeah, national champion. So Dulcie De La Cruz will be here with us, as will
I'm excited.
Head coach Joe Belden. So we're going to excited to visit with both of them.
It's always a party with Coach B. So, whoop whoop, Coach B. Love Coach B.
Yeah. So how much more randomness we got?
How much more randomness do we have? Well, I mean, we could go random for like hours.
I asked you. I realize it's unlimited. How much more randomness do we got? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird asking you because we could go on.
Yeah, I was like, we can literally go on randomness. Like, we can have a random topic about random topics that we're trying to think of. You know, like it's great. Randomness about randomness.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, I had it and then I lost it. Hold up. Wait a sec. Give me a sec. Let me think about it. I lost it. Darn it. Watch me come back to it, like, later on. I'm going to be like, darn it! But,
well, we can always go back to randomness. There's no time limit for that.
We always have time for randomness.
We set aside plenty of time to be random.
Oh, yes.
It's always, we have to book that time, so.
Oh, yes. Hang on. I'm trying to go back through my checklist. Oh yeah, I got a taser. I officially got a taser. You showed me that, and you have it out right now too. I do have it out. I keep it on my keys right now.
Actually, that's a good thing to have.
I'm not sure if like you're supposed to keep it on your keys or not. I'm pretty sure you're not. Like it's like a tiny small one. This is my other random topic because I just like saying I have a taser. So people, watch out. I'm just kidding. Seriously kidding. I'm very careful with it. Don't worry. Don't worry, it's perfectly safe. But like I don't know, are you really supposed to keep it on your keys or like what? If anybody out there like has one, like let me know like what you do with it and like where you necessarily keep it on you because I know that like whenever I'm walking out to my car, I like to have my keys anyways because I mean I have like a legit key. I have 2 like legit keys on it, and like those are like my, you know, like the little cat ears, like the stabby thing, you know, like I'm like those are my stabby things that are my keys, right? Yeah. And I mean, and you know my alarm that I have an alarm that if I pull it, it goes off and it's really loud and it flashes. It's kind of cool, but you know, like when you're a paranoid person like me, I always feel like it's great to have a taser on your keys because they're always on your person usually. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, it's like your phone, except for instead of my phone, now I have a taser. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, so let me know what y'all do, because I'm actually kind of curious. Like, seriously, where do y'all store it, or whatever?
If they have.
If you have it. If you have one. You know, like, if you have one, like, let me know. Or, like, where do you think I should store it? Like, do you think that on my keys is okay? I mean, like, it's very safe. It's very secure. Like, you have to have, like, both hands on it. And there's a button to, like, actually, like, do it. But if you just press the button, obviously it's not going to shock. Or if you press the side, because you have to press the side and the button, it's not going to go off! It's not going to go off! So, like, if you press the like, if you have your thumb or your finger on the side of it, it just flashes a light. So you have, like, a little flashlight with it. It's kind of cool. And it tells you how much battery life is in it. I still have, like, 2 bars out of 4, so bam.
No, I think it's good to carry. I think it's good.
I kind of want to let it go off just so then you can hear it. I'll show you later.
Especially if you look around everything going on in the country, it don't hurt to have some form of protection. So
I know, right?
That's good. So
people watch out.
Yeah. So was that planned randomness, or was that just spontaneous randomness?
I think that was more spontaneous randomness because I just saw it and was like, oh yeah, hey, watch out.
Yep. No.
Come at me, It's like that saying, come at me, bro. Yeah. I dare you to come at me now. I literally, after night class last night, I know that usually our parking lots are pretty safe after night classes. I mean, during night class, I couldn't tell you just because, I've heard of people breaking into cars and stuff like that. But usually after night class, it's actually pretty safe. But we're all coming out kind of as, a group, It's not, just mainly individuals, And, it's that kind of a deal, So, usually our parking lots are pretty safe, but I literally out of night class, I had my alarm in one hand and I had my alarm set in some of my fingers, and then I had my taser in my other hand, and then I was like, all right, we're going just in case, you never know. Because I'm being serious, we have to watch out, guys and girls, girls and guys, technically. Because girls definitely do, but there are guys y'all need to watch out too.
I agree. No, I agree.
Because it's we're in some very interesting times right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
no doubt.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's all good because I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I'm like a ninja.
Yeah, you're definitely ready. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm literally a ninja.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Have you ever played that game Ninja? Where, you stand in a circle and you go, ninja! And then you get into, a different pose and then, you, and then, you're trying to hit each other's arms, and whenever you hit both, and when someone hits both of your arms, you're out.
Yep.
It's really cool.
I don't think I have, but that might be kind of fun.
It's fun. I'll have to show you it.
Yeah, do something different. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to have to show Luke, Peyton, and Matthew. However, I'm kind of nervous to show them because I feel like they get a little too aggressive with it.
No, they will. Sure.
So maybe not a good idea, but I'll show you it.
You can show them. They're going to get aggressive no matter what they do, so it don't really matter.
True. But it's actually kind of fun. It's not supposed to be necessarily an aggressive thing. Sometimes we do hit kind of hard on accident. Yeah. I will admit that. Some of us have hit pretty hard, but it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good in neighborhood because we're all friends at the end of the day. It's like shake hands, make friends, right?
Yeah, they don't miss chances to be aggressive, so...
Sorry, one of my friends just sent me a meme. It's really funny.
more funny stuff, but that's what we need.
Oh my gosh. Well, it says, okay, so here's the meme. It's a Monsters Inc. reference, whenever Boo is in the lineup with, the daycare kids at Monsters Inc. And it's, the professor, it says, me on my first day of college. My professor, where is everyone from? And then, me, Texas! And it's got, the Texas flag, a cowboy hat, whole 9 yards, a Texas t-shirt. It's so funny. Goodness. I love it because that's so true.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie. That's literally, not to that extent, but that is me. I'm very proud of where I'm from. And I feel like that's not a bad thing. I feel like people that are oh, I'm from here. I don't want to say that. Nah, man, I'm from Texas. You gotta say it with some oomph to it. You gotta, show some fear. You gotta put fear in people's eyes. You gotta show that confidence. Mm-hmm. Because we are confident people. Yeah. That's literally, in my night class last night, I was, the last one to go. Whenever we were all introducing or saying, a little spiel about ourselves, we had to say, who we were, what year, all that stuff, where we're from. And they were I'm actually a fairly confident person most of the time. Sometimes I'm not, but most of the time I am. And this definitely came out yesterday. Not really meaning for it to, but at the same time, yes, meaning for it to, because I'm from Texas. And we're confident people. Mm-hmm. We really are. And what had happened was they said, we won't pressure you to go if you want to go. And I was like, oh, I'll go. I don't care. I'm fine with still going. It's just everybody just like was just like, hey, I'll go, and you're just calling on them. So you know what? It's cool because you gotta save the best for last, right?
That's right.
And they're like, man, I like that confidence. I was like, oh, I got plenty of it. It was great. It was great. Oh man, so yeah, and then they figured out where I was from, and they're like, okay, this makes sense, and what I want to be. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, this makes sense. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Put all the pieces together, and it all fits.
Yeah.
It all fits right together.
It really does. But anyways, okay, so that's my randomness now.
I like the randomness of that. This was fun.
That was funny. I'm sorry.
It was fun.
We might have to post that meme so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
It is the truth. Yeah. It's the truth. It really is.
I'm telling him, oh my stars, I love this. I love that. Anyways, here we go. What are we doing now? Are we doing the devotion? Because I don't have any more randomness unless you do.
I think that's pretty well random. I think we both got it on the randomness today. I think that's good though. That was fun. I think we were pretty random. We're
always random though.
I think we were planned and spontaneous randomness today. Just kind of come on.
We had so much fun with randomness. It's insane. See, we're still talking about randomness.
Mm-hmm. We're randomly talking about randomness. So.
Yes, perfect. Perfect. Oh, is track really going to practice right now? Oh, I hope not. That would stink right now. But anyways, okay. So, getting into our devotion. So, we're going to get a little bit serious, but not too serious because we're fun, you know?
Yeah.
But so, like always, I get my podcast from Big Life Devotional Podcast with Pamela Krim. Sorry, I always have to say that because I just feel like it should be put credit where credit's due, right? So, yeah, again, if you're ever having a bad day, go listen to her. She's a lot of fun, great devotions, whole 9 yards. So if you enjoy the ones that I say, these are technically hers, basically. I just reiterate them a little bit. But anyways, just if you're ever having a bad day, go listen to her because she always makes your day a lot better. But anyways, so today's is Let's Hang Out. That's the title for today, is just Let's Hang Out.
All right, sounds good.
Yep. So it first starts out like, who are you hanging out with? Like, who are you hanging out with? Like, who's been getting space in your life? Is your time with them taking you further down the path to becoming your best self, or leading you off the path on a dangerous detour? Isn't it important to stop and ask yourself if that's what you really want? I feel like that is something that so many people really do need to take into consideration. It is hard sometimes to question who you're letting have space. Like, I 100% get that. But whoever you are allowing this much space in your life, you need to make sure that they are doing everything that they can to make sure that they're making you your best self. You don't want to follow somebody that's not making you your best self, or that no one is thinking is making you your best self, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure. Yeah.
That's a good saying. I have a saying that goes kind of like that: garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. And it's like it almost makes you think, for some reason, I know this has nothing really to do necessarily, sorry, a little off topic, but like have you ever heard like the phrase like keep your friends close but your enemies closer? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I feel like this kind of like pertains to that, but not really, if that makes any sense. Like, you want to make sure that these people are having enough space to where you're still keeping them kind of like there if you want them to be, but if you don't want them to be, then you need to let them go. You know, like, you need to learn to let go. Like, it's okay. You need to do what is making yourself better. And if they are not making you better, then you do not need to put that time and that effort into it. If that makes sense.
Right.
So,
that's good.
Peter and John, they hung out with Jesus, you know. They were among like his closest friends. They hung out with him all the time. They became more like him. In Acts chapter 3, we read of them healing a lame man in the name of Jesus Christ. As a result of this one person being healed, 5,000 men came to believe in Jesus that day. Peter and John had done a good thing, the right thing, and then a bad thing happened to them because they were thrown in prison. It's not because of, like, you gotta think about in those times, like, people weren't wanting to truly follow Jesus Christ. They weren't wanting to follow God or the person that the disciples in Jesus Christ was trying to pertain and trying to teach them about. Instead, they had their own ways, and so that is why, even though there was this amazing thing that happened, because two followers of Jesus Christ, who are actually two of his most loyal people that he had in his life, probably, I think, all of the disciples were pretty awesome, but like Peter and John, they were like the OGs.
Yep.
If that makes sense. And if you don't know what OG is, it's the original. But, so they're like the OG followers of Jesus Christ, basically, or from my understanding they are. And so even though they brought just because of this one man, they allowed for his power to be seen. Even though Jesus was no longer with him, they were still able to show his power, show his love, show his friendship, show everything that they got to experience for themselves and show it off to other people. And not only is seeing is believing, because I don't believe that all the time. I don't think only seeing is believing, but in this particular case, that definitely had a major factor. They saw, they believed, and they wanted to follow in the path in which God wanted them to follow in the first place. They officially have accepted Jesus Christ, and even though Peter and John ended up going to prison, it obviously didn't stop the world from knowing what happened. And just because bad things are happening in your world right now doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. They struggled so hardcore with it. I remember it was actually I believe on Saturday, right before Easter, we were sitting in my boyfriend's parents' house, and they had the History Channel show, The Bible, on.
I've seen part of that.
It's really good. If you ever have the chance to watch it, hardcore recommend it. It's really good. And there was a scene, it was basically this scene, in which we're talking about right now here in Acts chapter 3. It was Peter and John, and they had healed a man who could not walk. He'd been paralyzed since birth, I believe, or something like that. And they said they healed him in the name of Jesus Christ, and he was able to come up and walk. And then they were arrested, and you could tell by the way that they talked to I think it was the Romans, right?
Yes.
Yes, the Romans. Thank you. Sorry, sometimes I need like a little refresher,
Yep.
But anyway, so they were talking to the Romans, and the most important thing that like kind of stuck to me from that, or like the most quote thing that like stuck to me in my mind, was when John straight up said, when they were taking them away, like they were going to let him go or something like that. I don't remember what fully happened. But when they were taking him away, all that John said was, "We are not scared to die." Like, we are not afraid of death. And for some reason, this has been sticking with me for a while now, because it just shows how loyal they were. Like, because even though it might seem like something bad around them is happening, they did not crumble, they did not fall, because they were on the right and true path that God and Jesus wanted them to follow. The very troubles around you may very well be a sign that you are doing a good job. These troubling times could be a sign for you that you are doing a good thing. You have good things going for you in your life. The enemy doesn't attack things which are of no threat to him. So don't you be discouraged. If God is on your side, who can be against you? Like, who can seriously be against you? Like, in all honesty, like, nobody can. You can defeat everything in your path with God by your side. These problems can appear the same. So be sure you're asking for wisdom. When in the middle of problems, here's a powerful and simple prayer in which you can use. God, problems here. Here's a powerful... Oh, wait. Jeez, I just, misread all of that for a sec. Hang on. Okay, so here's a powerful and simple prayer. God, if this is a problem of my own wrongdoing, please show me a different way. If this is a result of doing the right thing, please give me courage to keep going. It's such a good prayer, such a good little tidbit that you can add in during your daily prayer or whenever you pray. It's always a good one, and I feel like a lot more people should feel comfortable with this and feel comfortable and not necessarily look for signs, because not always are the signs we're supposed to see. You know, if that makes any sense. We're supposed to just kind of know, I guess, in a way. But, yeah. So the disciples of Jesus spent a lot of time in prison. They really did. They really did. They were constantly under persecution for doing the right thing. God gave them courage to keep going. So here, Peter and John are in prison after doing nothing more than healing a lame man and then helping lead 5,000 men to believe in Jesus in one day. That's really good. That's a really good day that ended really sucky, basically.
Yep.
But God was still working. The rulers questioned the disciples, and in Acts 4:13 it says, when they saw the courage of Peter and John and realized that they were unschooled, ordinary men, they were astonished. And they took note that these men had been with Jesus. Courageous, ordinary people who had been with Jesus. That's us. That is us too. We are all fighting this battle together. We are all here together. And we all have Jesus on our side and God on our side. Right. Let us be known as courageous and ordinary people just hanging out with Jesus. That's all we're doing. We have pride in hanging out with Jesus. We really do. I mean, I know I take pride in it. So does God hang out in your house? Is he invited into your everyday living? Is there space for him? Are you hanging out with Jesus today? Something special happens when you hang out with someone long enough because you become more like them. That is so true. And as you can tell with Peter and John, that is 100% true. They spent so much time with Jesus. They spent so much time learning his ways that when it came time for them to no longer have Jesus physically right there with them, they knew. And they followed that path in which God and Jesus had already prepared them to do. That is why God sent Jesus to them. And why they decided to follow Jesus in the first place. You know, so that they can learn to be more like him and follow in his ways. And that is what we need to keep doing. Everyone in your life, there has to be a special reason for why they are in your life. If there's not, then maybe they weren't supposed to be in your life.
That's good. Not everybody's geared to be with us. But God doesn't have it. That's not God's plan. No.
It's very, very true. And it always makes me think of this one song from the Broadway musical Wicked. It's like a Wizard of Oz spinoff where it's all about the Wicked Witch of the West and how she's really not actually wicked. But anyways, so her and Glinda are apparently best friends, you know. Anyways, well, they got into a big huge fight. Well, then they made up, blah 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 blah, you know. So I sing this song, and it's actually one of my favorite songs in the whole entire musical, no lie. But in the beginning of the song, it says, Glinda sings I've heard that... Oh, hang on, I gotta rethink about this really quick. I gotta sing it in my head really quick. She says, I've heard it said that there are people who come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who need us most of all. Which is so true.
Yeah, it is.
It's so true.
God uses certain people to bring us to the people that's going to impact us the most. Because it's all part of his path. Right. That's right. That's good.
And we can be so influenced by these people.
Yeah.
And that's okay to be influenced by these people. Like, we have to understand it's okay.
Yeah.
But, for those people that we don't think have that much of an influence in our life, that's okay too.
Yeah.
It is okay.
Yeah.
We all get through this together. But
God has divine people chosen for us
yes.
to interact with and to impact us for sure.
Yes. Whoever you are hanging out with is influencing you the most.
Yeah.
No lie. I know that Tiff definitely influences me. I know that you influence me. He's definitely gotten me to being a way better person. I'm just saying. I mean, I wasn't a horrible person before this, but like...
We all can use a little improvement.
We need a little improvement, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know that you've definitely had an impact in my life, and...
You've had in my life as well.
Yes! So happy about that.
Yeah.
Would you want to be like the people you are with? Would you want marriages like they have? Would you want morals like they have? Would you want a life like theirs? Then they are influencing you. If you want these different things, they are having an impact on you. And be wise in your relationships. It's been said you're the average of 5 people. It's been said you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. They are rubbing off on you. Let one of them be Jesus. I know he's one of mine.
Yep.
I spend time with him daily, or I try to, like whether that's just sitting there saying a prayer or actually Bible journaling or listening to my devotion. Like, you got to spend time out of your day to hang out with Jesus, because if you do that, then he will continue to influence your life. Sorry, I have the hiccups right now, so if I keep pausing, that's why. But, let him be that person that influences your life the most. Let him be one of the 5 people that is rubbing off on you. Let his thoughts influence your thoughts. Let his words influence your words. Let his ways influence your ways. Pretty soon, you'll start making different choices, all because you're hanging out with him. And that's so true. And I wish that more people could see that. I wish more people knew that. And I'm sure that they do see it, because sometimes, it does take a little bit to kind of realize, oh yeah, they really are rubbing off on me a lot. But let one of those people seriously be Jesus, or let it just be some sort of way in which you have a stronger relationship with him. Because as soon as you let him impact your life, as soon as you let him influence your life, you'll start to become not only just a better person, but you're just better yourself, like, in general. You actually will become just this way better version of yourself, because, Jesus was perfect. Not saying that we're going to be perfect.
No,
because
we
won't.
have to strive.
We won't.
Strive to be
but
like
we do
Christ,
have
like
to
Jesus.
strive.
Yes. Even Paul said that. I'm not perfect, but I've not reached it, but I'm striving every day to be closer to Jesus, to be more like that. And if he hasn't achieved that, who wrote 2/3 of the New Testament and did about everything you can to preach the gospel, then I don't think we've achieved it either. So we just have to keep striving. That's how much harder we have to keep striving. And as Paul was striving as well.
You on your own can change. Wait, hang on. Wait, I misread that. Sorry. Okay, it says you with God, you can change the world. If you have God, you can change the world. And that's so true. And I just need other people to believe in that and to understand that that is true, because it really and truly is. You need super influential people actually physically in your life, but you also really do need God and Jesus in your life too. They have to be one of your top 5 most influential people in your life. They have to be. But
I agree. Very good. Good stuff. Who we hang out with, that's so important.
Thank you.
It just rubs off on us, and it can, the people you hang out with can either bring you up or they can bring you down.
That's very true.
And
so true.
And I'll tell you, for me, you bring me up.
Oh, yay.
Rob brings me up. Obviously, my family at home brings me up. My mom and dad, everything, they bring me up. And I don't really know that I hang out with anyone that really brings me down, though. which I'm blessed not to.
Pretty much.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Now there probably will be, but I'm blessed to be with the people I'm with. That's
I mean, like,
very godly people. And
I definitely know that I have hung out with people that have brought me down.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
Like,
you have. I know you have. Yeah.
yeah, 100% have. And I think that all of us have. But I feel that the people that have the most influence in my life and the most impact in my life are the people who definitely bring me up in my life. And I like to reciprocate that in bringing them up as well. I'm not a hateful person, or I try not to be.
Nope.
I'm not. I've gotten a lot better about not being a Debbie Downer. You can ask my mother about that. She used to always call me a Debbie Downer or a negative Nancy, and I'm like so happy I'm no longer that. Most of the time.
You've done
At least from y'all's perspective, I'm not, so that's good. But anyways, so. And I'm not gonna lie, as soon as, like I've said before, I've always been strong on my faith. I really and truly have, but there have definitely been dark moments in my life where I needed God the most and Jesus the most, and I feel like as soon as it really made a huge impact when I came here, I guess because coming to a Christian university, that has definitely helped me a lot in my path and in my journey with Christ, you know, and I know that me and you have definitely talked about this before, but it really is true, because once I officially let go and let God, things literally just fell into place for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I still have my challenges because God still gives us challenges.
Yeah.
He keeps us on our toes, you know? Like, hey, I'm just kidding. Sorry, that was supposed to be funny, I promise. But it really is true. Like, he keeps us on our toes and he still gives us challenges, but you know what? Once you let go and you literally let God into your life and you let Jesus into your life fully, things will literally just start to fall into place. It's never easy, but it does just kind of fall into place of where you need to go. It is your path in which you should follow. And I've definitely learned that here. Definitely have learned that here.
Yep. No, we're blessed to be at a Christian university that the mission is to bring people to the Lord and advance that. We don't have to be bashful, not that we would anyway, but it's encouraged to talk about our faith and to help people grow in their faith. So it's awesome. I'm glad we can do that here and whatever else we do. It's great. A very good devotion.
Thank you.
That was good. That was good.
I feel like it's something that a lot of people should hear.
It is.
Because it's not something a lot of people do hear.
I know, and it's important though, because sometimes even the strongest Christians can be torn away by someone who's not a follower of the Lord. If you let them, and again, I know Jesus ate with sinners. I'm not saying don't hang around with sinners and don't.
Well, I mean, we're all sinners. We're all sinners.
Right. We need to influence it the best we can, but the people that we hang out with, no doubt, will make a big impact on us. And history shows. You know, most of the time, if you're hanging out with someone who's not a follower of the Lord, they bring you down more than you bring them up. That's just kind of the way it is. We want to maintain our influence. We want to make sure we have that relationship, but at the same time, it's good to hang out with fellow believers that will continue to help us grow. And that's what's important. So, and that's biblical. That's biblical. So, all right, good stuff. I know what you're trying to pray us out this week, because I remember last week praying. I think I might have prayed the last 2 weeks, but I couldn't remember.
I couldn't remember.
I did it. So. But we're back on track now, though.
That's a yellow car. Sorry, that's a very yellow car out here.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, people at home cannot see that, but Morgan sees that in the parking lot across from the football press box. So again,
sorry, it just distracted me really quick.
I'm interpreting what Morgan's trying to say here. What she means is
you should put me out of the car. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. All right, with that note, let's pray.
On that note, let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this wonderful and amazing day, even though, yes, it is gloomy, but like we said earlier, April showers bring May flowers, and we know that you're going to turn this into a wonderful and beautiful campus like you always have during the springtime. Thank you for everything that Mr. Levi does, and thank you for the influence that he has definitely had in my life, and I'm so thankful that I was able to make an influence in his life. And please, Lord, if there is anybody out there who's questioning either their faith or just questioning who they are, I hope and pray that you put your hands on them and help guide them on the path in which you want them to be on, or help those in their life, help them to regain the path in which you want them to be on, Lord, because we all need that in our lives. I ask and pray that you continue to bless each and every single one of us in our day-to-day in our day-to-day lives, and just please help keep us smiling, because it's always fun. We're having a good time, But anyways, in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, so a lot of fun today. This might have been one of the funnest ones we've done, to be honest. This is really as if it can't notice, but this has been good.
We've just been laughing this whole time.
And it started before we come on, so it just never stopped. They just start from the get-go. Baseball tomorrow at noon, and then Sunday at noon as well. Hope to see you out there at Westside Athletic Field. Good big series against number 23 ranked McPherson.
It is not supposed to rain tomorrow.
It is not. It's going to be a little bit warmer too, and even warmer on Sunday. So, again, next week, powerlifting head coach Joe Belden, national champion powerlifter Dulce de la Cruz will join us next Friday, same time, 2 o'clock, same link. We hope you join us. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. We will talk to you next week.